Heather, I'm going to ask you a handful of questions here. We're going to chat through just kind of what your experience has been in the Flourish Co-op so far. So, first of all, if you can just introduce yourself and the age of your kiddos.
So I'm Heather, and I have Zofia, who's 4 years old, and I have Zach, who's 2 years old. And I also have a grown-up child that lives out of the house.
Cool. And then share with us why you wanted to join the Online Flourish Co-op.
I thought it was something different. I always like to connect with people, especially like-minded people. And it also, gives another opportunity for my kids to kind of interact, so to speak. I know they're young and I kind of don't really like this online stuff, but it still is nice, especially, when they become older, to see people from different states and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. That's a fun aspect to be able to that's one of, there's pros and cons, like we were talking about. There's pros and cons to social media and just online world. And being able to see people in different areas is definitely one of the pros for sure. What do you like most about the Online Flourish Co-op?
Um, I like the Facebook group, where we're all giving each other feedback and stuff like that too.
Mhm.
Um, Being a little bit more experienced homeschooler mom, I really like that I can help the others, with their questions and stuff like that. And even their questions that they have, like just living a natural, like, lifestyle.
Yeah.
Um, and for me too, like, not that I'm new in my religious journey, but like, teaching it to my children
Mhm.
is kind of new to me. So like, I really appreciate their feedback when it comes to that.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always something new we can learn for sure. And yeah, I know we were talking about like implementing the Bible and our relationship with God with our children and how we can do that. And that's really cool for us to be able to dive into and figure out. It's definitely all a journey for sure. Um, Let me see here. So that was kind of just like what you liked most about it. And yeah, that's kind of like a few different things. So you had mentioned the Facebook group and how you enjoy kind of like interacting with people. And yeah, it's really interesting getting to know people and kind of in a more intimate setting like that, to where it's like, okay, we're in this together. And like you said, like you're able to share. That's where like the co-op of this comes in. You're actually one of the rare people right now that are doing collaborations with me, but like simply not even from the collaboration, just looking at the aspect of like, oh, we're able to help support each other with, hey, this is what's working for me. Maybe it'll work for you, when people have questions. So that's really where like that co op idea is coming in already. And then also, you've had the opportunity of the collaboration experience with me. And so, what has that been like for you to be able to come on and share, your wisdom and experience, skills that you have, and share that with others in the co op?
I mean, I love teaching. I actually, before I was like a stay-at-home mom, so to speak, I was a teacher for a private school. And even in all of my career, I've always taught something.
Mm,
I've in any different age, anywhere from like infants to grown-ups, from normal people all the way to intellectually challenged and behaviorally challenged children and adults. So I love teaching. So that is something that I really, really enjoy, and especially when it's a subject that I really, am passionate about.
yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely. I think it's cool to be able to find ways that we can all support each other's businesses too, and kind of put a spotlight on each other's businesses and see just what ways we can support each other more. So I've loved being able to add that piece to the co-op to where it's like, hey, you're passionate about teaching too, like come and share what you want to share about. Let's talk about it, and get a spotlight on your business too. I think that's a really fun aspect that we've been able to team up and do. I'm
And yeah,
actually
I really appreciated that, and I really appreciate the fact that you didn't get offended or anything because I was like,
Yeah, no, of course not. Like, I think it's great. A lot of people get into this competition mindset, and I'm really about like how can we collaborate and support each other.
right.
It's something
I
I
really
had to work through.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we had to like I had to work through that in the beginning too with my journey, and so that's something I want to pass on to others and create an environment like that. So that is important and fun to me. And I'm even working with one of the teenagers in the co-op actually for her to get like an entrepreneurial experience and
or,
actually come in and teach some classes soon. So that's going to be a fun experience for her too. I love the collaboration stuff. It's a lot of fun. And then what do you think about the resources within the Flourish co-op? So like, all the like printables and like the guides, the seasonal activities, that sort of stuff that's within the co-op.
just posted a new one, and I haven't gotten a chance to check yet. I'm kind of redoing some stuff in the house. But the stuff that I've seen so far, like that goes along with the what you're going to be teaching about and stuff like that is, awesome, informative, awesome.
What do you think about the virtual classes so far, our co-op day classes?
Um, Good. I know we had some technology difficulties or whatever in the first one, but we did go back and do the replay and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Um, and so of course it's animals, so my kids are all about animals, so they really enjoyed that. Um, More so my older daughter. My son doesn't have that attention span yet, but um, he really enjoyed that. I I like, I did attend the teenager one, not with my kids, but just for me, just because I like the herbal one. So that was, nice to see someone else do something. And, you know, I really appreciate that all that information is like being passed on to this, all these future generations, because really feel strongly that everyone just needs to get back to their basics. Even if they don't continue doing it, they just know how to do it.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful and so helpful.
Yeah. And I
Uh,
love having like the teenage classes are definitely something that moms can enjoy too. So like, sometimes it's just, I mean, if you think about it, that makes sense, like it's a basic herbal remedies class, a teenager could be interested in mom, or like even how I was sharing, I'll do activities like that even with my 5-year-old. So like it's really cool how yes, we are focusing like on age groups a little bit to help it, fit the age groups and respect that. But there are also still things that you can do as an entire family and including the mom, because so many times moms are left out of things and like we're important too.
right. Which brings me to the book club too. That's
Yeah.
always nice to have, adult conversations sometimes too,
Yeah.
especially when you have a house full of littles.
Exactly. Yeah, I totally agree. That's been something really fun for me too, because I tell my husband that all the time. Like, just I love the conversations with my kids, but I also need some adult conversations too. And it's really cool how we, of course, still find a way to talk about our kids, but
Right.
it works. It's all for the better, and growing in our understanding of things and our parenting and our faith. And I find it just to be quite beautiful, honestly. And what do you think about the community overall in the Flourish Co-op?
Um, I think it's growing. So that's good to see. And I see that a lot of people are really helpful. I know there was the one mom on there panicking about her son having an ear infection and what natural things to do about it. And, you know, um, so that was nice that, everyone could respond so quickly and,
Yeah.
help her out and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. supporting each other. Yeah, I definitely agree. And then what do you think about like the mentorship support, like for any questions that you have? You kind of touched on this a little bit already, like you said, just with like, the girl that had a kiddo that needed some support, or even, the homeschooling questions, of course, that come up, and how like you're trying to incorporate the Bible into homeschooling. But like overall, kind of what do you think of the mentorship support within the co-op?
Yeah, so like I said, I mean, I feel like there's a lot more newer homeschool moms, so it's been nice to be the mentor for that, like
Mhm.
help them. But it's also nice to be the mentee when it comes to like teaching faith to in Bible studies to my littles. So
Yeah, you're seeing both sides of it. So it's really interesting to see that because, like you said, I think it's cool that, yeah, there's like new homeschoolers and there's experienced homeschoolers within the co op. And so there's things we're learning all from each other. And I think that is pretty cool. Yeah. And
that's the
then
way it should be.
what was that?
That's the way it should be.
Yes,
Everybody train
definitely.
each
All the
other.
age groups. Mm-hmm.
Right. That's one of the things that they used to do way back in the day.
Exactly. Yep. And like kind of how we're talking about like life skills, that community aspect is definitely included in that too. What would you tell someone that's thinking about joining the Flourish co-op and why they should join?
Um, well, definitely if they're a new homeschool mom, that this is a great like support for them, you know. And the book that you picked for it, I think every beginner homeschooler should know it. And even actually me as a experienced homeschool mom, there's still a couple things in there that I've learned
Mhm.
already. I haven't finished the book, obviously, but
Yeah.
so just definitely the support and the children have fun, learn things. So I mean, what's better than that?
Yeah. Support for all of us, children having fun sounds pretty good.